Hello everyone, I'm Aparna Pathak and I welcome all of you to the platform of Nandip Academy. In my previous lecture, I have discussed about how to choose optional. So I'll be guiding you regarding a particular optional subject, which is anthropology. So I suggest all of you to choose anthropology because it is one of the best optional subject. And how it is the best optional subject, I'll be discussing throughout the lecture. So let's start. So firstly, we'll try to know what is anthropology. So anthropology is the scientific study of human behavior and societies in past, present and to some extent to the future as well. So what does it mean by study of human? What and all do we study in the study of human? So it includes entire thing related to human, that is human biology, human body, initially beginning with, and then human society, polity, economy, religion, culture, the entire aspects of human being. That means हम जो daily life पे हमारे surrounding में जितने सारी चीजों से हम deal करते हैं, वो सब आते हैं anthropology के अंडर. Okay. So if we see the definition of anthropology, before that I'll say one thing. So every subject comes under some stream, right? If you go to an university, there physics or biology, those comes under the school of science. At the same time, history, geography, those will come under the school of humanity. But the best character of anthropology is it is neither completely science nor completely humanity. It is both science and humanity at the same time. So regarding this, a renowned anthropologist, Alfred Kroeber, he has given a definition of anthropology. So he says that anthropology is the most humanistic of sciences and most scientific of humanities. So you may find that too many terminologies are here, humanistic of sciences and scientific of humanities. Do not get worried. I'll be explaining you in a very easy way. So here, humanistic of sciences. What does that mean? In simple language, we are studying the science of human being. Our body, human body is made up of cell organally. We are not made up of some plastic, right? So we have a science of our body. So that comes under the study of science of human being. So that is humanistic of sciences. And if we see that most scientific of humanities, that means what is humanity? What is humanity subject? Those subjects which are related to human being, like society, history, geography, polity, everything comes under humanities, right? So here anthropology is the scientific version of humanities. What does it mean by scientific version? हमारे डेली लाइफ पे अगर हम देखें तो हम बोलते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी ने आपको बोला है कि आप ये आसन करो तो आपको हेयर ग्रोथ होगा, आपको वेट लॉस होगा, बॉडी के लिए अच्छा है, ये खाओ, बीटरूट जूस पियो, ये बॉडी के लिए अच्छा है. अगर कोई ऐसे कुछ भी बोले हमारे डेली लाइफ में, तो हमारा सवाल रहता है, इज इट साइंटिफिक? व्हाट डज इट मीन बाय साइंटिफिक? Scientific means whichever comes with a proof, that we consider as scientific. So here anthropology is the scientific version of humanity. That means we will be studying humanity with proof, with evidence, and those proof evidence comes in the form of interview or field works. Those we will see automatically, slowly once we start studying the subject. Okay, so till this much is clear, right? Alfred Kroeber has given the definition. Anthropology is most humanistic of sciences and scientific of humanities. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. Let's move to the next slide. So a doubt will come to your mind, that's very obvious, that why anthropology? Why should you choose anthropology as your optional? So I'll be giving you here points which will describe that how come anthropology becomes one of the best optional subject for you to choose. So let's get started. So our first point, scoring. So as I always say to everybody that here, this is a competitive examination. Here we are not studying to become a scholar or PhD holder. We have to look from the exam point of view. So for us, scoring subject is most important because we want to score more. So if you see the scoring point, average marks of anthropology is at the top among the most popular optional subject. Here, two things I'm saying, it's at the top and also most popular optional subject. Okay, I'm not saying that among all the optional subject. So among most popular optional subjects. So here, if you see the average mark, I have taken only the popular subject. So anthropology carries near about 264 marks on an average. Geography 253, history 259, PSIR 253, public administration 260, sociology 251. So if you see, others are also not less, but these are almost most popular subjects. Among them, one of the top comes anthropology. Okay. Then score band. What does it mean by score band? Score band means the highest marks and the lowest marks. So as such, lowest marks का जो number वो आता नहीं है, but on an average below marks भी आता है 250, 240 अराउंड. ओके, व्हाट डज दैट मीन? अगर आप ये सिलेबस कंप्लीट करते हो, अगर आप एक बार भी रिवीजन करके गए, अगर आपने, मैं एक आपको स्ट्रक्चर दे दूंगी how to write the answer. Also during the course I'll provide you framework for writing answers. So if you put those questions into that framework, you can easily obtain at least 50% of marks. Okay, so this is not so much complicated. So the score band here, you can see that 362 to 240. This is again, this marks varies each year. So we don't go by the number directly. So this is on an average number. Okay. Next point, which is again very much important, is overlap with other subjects or overlap with other GS paper mainly. So as I told that anthropology is having overlap with almost entire GS paper subjects, because what are there in your GS paper? You have to study economy, polity, history, geography. You have to study the biotechnology part. So if you go slowly deeper and get to know the syllabus of anthropology, the very interesting fact is this anthropology syllabus consists all those parts in a brief. Okay, so anthropology is having overlap with all the GS subjects almost. Also with essay also there is a overlap. Again, I have in my previous lecture I have mentioned about the weightage. So in essay also, essay is also very important. It is having 250 marks. 2 essays will come. Okay, so every year, if you see the pattern of UPSC exam, in out of these 2 essays, one anyway come from the social topic, social aspect or cultural aspect of human being. So you can take it surely that one essay you can get from anthropology that will give you idea of writing an essay as well. So I have taken one example also. So one essay topic can be taken as culture is what we are and civilization is what we have. So in today we will not discuss about this essay, but here I want to just highlight these points like culture, civilization. These are the part of anthropology as well. So in culture you will have entire unit of culture. So you will know everything about culture. So definitely you can write easily the essay also, right? So okay, I'm talking too much about culture. So you may have this thing in our daily life. We hear the word culture so many times. We talk about culture, good culture, bad culture, or this that. So if I ask you to define what is culture, you use the term, but if I ask you to define, you may find it difficult to define it. But anthropology defines culture in a very beautiful way. So what does anthropology says about culture? Anthropology says culture includes everything. That means starting from your knowledge, your language, your attire, your arts and crafts, your monuments, your food habit, your language, everything comes under culture. And also, culture has two components as well. One component of culture which can be seen from outside. Okay, for example, what can be those characters? Those are like, attire or artifacts or monuments. Those can be seen from outside. So those are overt culture. Okay, overt culture. And few parts of the culture that are not seen from outside. That is like, belief, following, or wisdom, or belief, all those parts. So those comes under covered culture. So you can easily remember like cover, but that means that is covered, that cannot be seen from outside. And overt means over, that is kept over, that can be seen from outside. So like these, there is a chapter of culture in which very beautifully these things are described. Okay, so we covered all these points here. So anthropology is having overlap with almost all the subjects. GS1, you can see Indian society. GS2, social justice. GS3, science and technology. GS4, ethics and integrity. And also in essay topic also you will get an overlap with anthropology. Next is success rate. So what does it mean by success rate? That anthropology is how much successful it is. So you can see that every year at least 2 to 3 people in the top 10 comes from anthropology. Okay, so you don't need to rely on whatever I'm saying. You can go to the Google and directly search about this. You will find it. And selection ratio is 10.7%, which is highest among or highest or among the highest of various optional. So again, I'll just explain what is selection ratio. So in my previous lecture I have explained. I'll say again, selection ratio means number of students written exam with a particular optional, number of student written the exam with a particular optional divided by number of selected students or aspirants with that particular optional. That means, suppose if 100 aspirants write the exam by taking anthropology as their optional, and out of 100, 10 gets through the ranking. So the selection ratio is how much? 100 divided by 10. That is 10%. So it is almost 10.7%. You can see in the slide. I hope this is clear to all of you about the selection ratio. Number of students has written the examination with a particular optional divided by number of selected students with that particular optional. Okay. Here we have one more slide regarding that success rate. You can see that I've taken a graphical representation in which here comes the anthropology. Sorry. Here is anthropology. Almost 10.7% is the selection ratio. So you can say that, ma'am, law and psychology is having more selection ratio, but you are saying anthropology is having more. How come it is possible? So I will repeat again. I have told that among the most popular optional subject, how many of you will choose law or psychology as your optional? Not much, right? So that selection ratio depends upon the number of students are writing as well. So in that case, anthropology is one of the top. Okay. So our next point is interesting. For other subjects, what happens that we know the name. From 5th class, 6th class, we know that history is there, geography is there. So we are very familiar with those subject names. But once you start studying, there are lots and lots of information which you will be feeling like all are new to you. So for other subjects, you know the name, but when you go inside it, the content, you will find it difficult. But in case of anthropology, you know what? You know everything about the subject. You were not aware of the name. Before coming to the preparation, most of the students don't know, most of the people don't know about the subject anthropology. So the name is not familiar with you, but the content of the subject is very much familiar with all of you. That once I describe the syllabus with you, you will get to know. And then this anthropology subject is very relatable with you, with us, because here we are studying about our own system and surrounding. As I told that in our first slide itself, that anthropology is the scientific study of human in totality. So it is very relatable to us, right? That we know that what is the culture is going on, we follow religion, we have a political system, we have economy. So this subject is very relatable to you. That makes the subject interesting for us. Next here, I'll just give you an overview of the syllabus to you so that you will understand what this subject is about. So it is having two papers. Paper 1 consists of only this much. If you go through the syllabus, you will understand that how easy it is. See, we have evolution. So we human being evolved from our ancestor like ape and monkeys. So that is the part of evolution. Then two human being, man and woman, they get married. There comes the marriage, and then after marriage they have a baby, they form a family, and then they have a distant relative or relatives. That is how they make kinship, and then slowly they form a society. So our topic is like evolution. Next topic is marriage, family, kinship, society. Then we have a economic anthropology. There we are not studying about the modern days economy. Mind this, again I'll say that here in anthropology mostly we'll be studying the evolution of this process, how the modern day economy evolved from the previous economy. So regarding this, just in a brief, I would like to explain you. See, initial time we were hunters and gatherers. That means हम जो जंगली जानवर रहते थे उनको मार के काट के खाते थे. So after that, from hunters and gatherers, we became like let's do one thing. Let's start growing them, those animals. Let's not chase behind them. So from there we started herding or pastoralism. So hunter gatherers to pastoralism. Then we shifted to horticulture. Slowly we got involved into minor scale of economy, barter system and all those. From there modern days economy has evolved. So that is what is all about economic anthropology. Okay, next is political anthropology. Here also we are studying the evolution of politics or evolution of polity. So I'll just give you an overview about how it happens. So for example, our political system is like, I'll just write down few terms first. Uncentralized, uncentralized, centralized, decentralized. Do not be worried, I'll be explaining all of these to you. Okay, so this is the pattern of evolution of political system. So what is uncentralized? So initial day पे कैसा था कि एक ट्राइब है, उस ट्राइब में एक गांव है जहाँ पे एक ट्राइब है, उस ट्राइब में छोटा छोटा सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल क्लैन्स है. व्हाट इज क्लैन एंड ऑल, यू डोंट नीड टू नो नाउ इटसेल्फ. we'll discuss while we'll study about that particular topic. So just आप ऐसे समझ लो कि एक ट्राइब में छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स है और हर एक ग्रुप का एक ग्रुप हेड है, एंड दोज हेड्स आर टेकिंग इंडिविजुअल डिसीजन एंड दे आर नॉट आंसरेबल टू ईच अदर. सपोज 3 हेड है, ठीक है, they are taking individual decisions and they are not answerable to each other. So that is what uncentralized. There is no centralization. They are not accountable to each other. Then from there, some conflicts might have arisen, right? फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक ग्रुप का जो एनिमल है, जो काउ है, वो दूसरे ग्रुप में चले गए, तो उसमें दोनों ग्रुप में एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्रिएट हुआ. एट दैट टाइम दोनों हेड ही अपने आप को बहुत प्रायर सुपीरियर समझते हैं. देन दे आर नॉट अकाउंटेबल टू ईच अदर. अगर दोनों के बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आता है, who will resolve such scenario, right? So they felt the need of having a central head instead of having a small head, right? So that is how concept of centralized आया. तो एक central head रहेंगे छोटे छोटे ग्रुप का, so all will come under that. लेकिन फिर थोड़े दिन में उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम आने लगे. एक सेंट्रल हेड अगर हो जाता है, सो दे विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, ही और शी विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द एंटायर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एवरी स्मॉल ग्रुप्स. सो दैट बिकम्स a problem for them. So slowly they have made a system of decentralization. What is decentralization? We all might know that modern day political system which follows democracy. So this is similar to that, where one head will be there. For us, it's like, PM. I'm taking that example. That will be easy for you. So we have a prime minister at the center and we have chief minister for every state. And all these chief ministers are taking individual decision for the growth and development of their particular state. At the same time, they are answerable to the center, answerable to the PM. So this is decentralized. Okay. So power is not only with the center, power is given to the particular state, but at the time of conflict or at the time of need arises, which is between the two states, at that time the decision making power might go to the center. So that is decentralization. So this is clear, right? Uncentralized, where different groups are having different head, and from there they became centralized, one single head, under them small group without any small group head. Okay. And then from there decentralized, where all the group heads are there, but at the same time they are accountable or answerable to the center. Okay. So that is how political system have evolved. Then our then we have religion. So how we started having the belief on from a soul to soul worship, to animal worship, to plant or nature worship, to modern days worship or religion, polytheism, monotheism. So all those concepts come under the religion. Then we have few theories given by few renowned anthropologists, and then we have culture, language, research methods. Here we have genetics also, where we are studying about human body, and in that DNA, genome project, all those things comes under genetic. And then growth and development, how human body has grown up and it developed the different stages, right from two gametes fuses with each other, they made zygote, from there the embryo, and they from there embryo, from their infant, and then their life stages like adolescence, adulthood, and then after adulthood, slowly gradually they reach the level of senescence or older age. So that is the part of growth and development. And then demography means population ratio, sex ratio, all comes under demography. And applied anthropology, that means we are studying this anthropology and what is the use, how we are applying those anthropology in our daily life. So for example, if I give you applied anthropology in defense, like a particular aircraft is being built, or a ship is being built, warship. So for that the one who is sitting inside, based on the different body type, the space of that cannon will be prepared. So what am I saying? That in applied anthropology, if you see defense equipments, okay, or maybe in athletes, in case of sports, the athletes, those are categorized based on the anthropology. Which aspect? The body development, body type, body part, or whatever body fitting suits and all can be prepared based on that. So that is a part of applied anthropology. In a brief, I'll just tell you. So only this much is paper 1 for you, which is very familiar to all of you. It's not something really new for you that you don't know. So here we are seeing that evolution, marriage, family, kinship, society, economic anthropology, political anthropology, religion, theories, culture and language, research methods, genetics, growth and development, demography, and applied anthropology. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. In this, we have paper 2, which is again very short, which is having archaeology, Indian demography, Indian anthropology, and Indian anthropologist. Along with that, tribal India. So here archaeology means study of the archaeological evidences, the old cultural artifacts, those things will comes under this. And then Indian demography, as I mentioned in the previous also, it is similar to that. And Indian anthropology with the aspect of India will be studying here. And also tribal India. Okay, so what and all problems they face, that will help you understanding also, and that will create a tolerance among us. So what is tolerance? You may have the doubt. Tolerance means the power of अंडरस्टैंडिंग सहनशीलता बोलते हैं हम उसको. टॉलरेंस मतलब that someone is Muslim, someone is Hindu, they're following their religion, their culture, and we should not have problem with them. So tolerance says that let them follow their culture, let us follow our culture, let's not conflict with each other. So anthropology teaches you these things, so that will help in reducing those regionalism, communalism, all those things as well. Next is it is very easy subject, as you already saw the syllabus. Now you can understand how easy it is. So it is having a very short and defined syllabus. I have already explained you the syllabus, so that is very understandable to you. 90 to 95% static portion. So as I already mentioned that optional subject, if it is having more static than dynamic, it is always better. So static portion in anthropology, it's almost static, 90 to 95%. Only 5-10% for case studies and all you may have to include. So those comes under the dynamic part. And question type, if you see, it's very easy, direct question, and questions are repeated as well. Most of the questions are repeated from previous year question. So in case of MPSC, as this pattern is new and this year onward it has started, so mostly it will be following the trend of UPSC pattern only. So we can go through the previous year question which is followed by UPSC exam. No particular background is required. That's very most important. People may have that thought that there is a part of physical anthropology which is having the part of body, cell, DNA, gene, all those things, but that is only a part of the subject. Other than that, everything is very much easy for all of you. And also for those topics also, I'll be teaching in a very easy way, so that everyone can understand. You don't need to have a particular background for that, for this subject. Okay. And material availability for our course, I'll give complete note which will consist the entire syllabus. Even a single word from the syllabus will not be missed in the notes. And other than that, I'll provide a book list and other PYQs, everything will be provided to you. Also for toppers, question answer and all those things are easily available in the market for anthropology. So I'll just quickly recap. So for anthropology, it is a scoring subject. It's very interesting because we are studying about our own culture and our surrounding. So it is so much relatable. Okay, this is very easy it's popular or trendy because you can see in the market that most of the students are taking anthropology, sociology. So anthropology, sociology, these are very common and very trendy subject. In that also there is a difference with sociology. In case of sociology, you have to be more updated with the current affair, social issues. So there the static part is getting reduced and dynamic part is getting increased. But in case of anthropology, almost 90 to 95% is static. So that will help you in revision. So you can have multiple revision, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and that makes the subject interesting as well. So overlap with other GS paper and essay paper also. Success rate I have shown you already. So almost 10.7% they have the selection ratio, and it's a very successful subject in which the average marking is also quite decent. Okay, material availability. Material is easily available everywhere in institutes, in market, or in my lecture I'll be giving you the entire course in a note form. So apart from that, you don't even have to look into other books or go into dig up into different resources. But still, I'll suggest you some books for your basics or for your understanding. That will be helpful. So that's all about how to choose optional and why anthropology should be chosen as your optional. Thank you very much. In my next lecture, I will be talking about, I'll give you a detailed discussion of anthropology syllabus. Till then, thank you.